Alright guys, welcome to another Paint the Moon Vaporizer review. Today we're going to be checking out the Gentleman's Ambassador Kit V4. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so when you get your Ambassador Kit, open it up. Here's what it'll look like. You're going to have one little dabber tool, a little hook thing. I'll explain how to use it in a little bit. You get the smaller, I think it's the, I don't remember the name of it, but you get this guy, which holds up to, I think, 0.5 grams, but it's pretty deep in there, and there's just like a coil at the bottom with like a ceramic thing around it. And it also comes with this silicone mouthpiece. This is my favorite combo. This one with the silicone mouthpiece. Use it all the time. It also comes with the mega version, which holds up to 1 gram of concentrate. You can kind of see the coil in there. But this whole thing is just a chamber. You can just put a bunch in there. Basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put a small little dablet onto the coil, pulse it a little bit, let it melt into the coil, and then you can load it up with as much as you want. And the way that you do that is with this thing. You actually will put your concentrate on here. You'll heat it up with a lighter until it gets melty, and then you'll kind of just drip it in to the top. You'll just let it drain off in there. It's not the most effective method. Takes a little while, but it's a great pen, like, in all honesty. It comes with a variable voltage battery from 3.2 volts up to 4.8. All of them work with the coil. Basically, it determines like how fast your coil heats up and how hot it gets. The lower it is, the slower it'll heat up, and the less hot it will get. Higher it is, the opposite. It also comes with this little thread cover, which is great. You just put that thread cover on there, and then you can put the smaller one on here, and it looks very seamless, and it kind of just, it's like that, versus with this knot on here, it looks like that, and that's just, it doesn't look as weird on the camera as it does in person, but I think it's a really nice addition. It just gives it more of a seamless look. Anyways, so let's load this thing up, and we'll show you how it works, and that'll be it. It's a quick review today. Button's pretty easy. 5 clicks, unlocks it, and you just turn this little dial at the bottom, set your voltage. There's a little arrow right there, little red arrow, and wherever that is what your voltage is. It also comes with this cool little goo jar I've been using. It's really nice. Just get a little tablet here. Perfect amount, already portioned out. So what I really like to do is I take it and just kind of have it barely resting on here, like barely stuck to it, and I just stick it in there. Come off. Alrighty. So it's in there now. You just pulse the coil a little bit, melt it in there. Alright, so I got my concentrate all melted in there. You really can't see it. It's kind of really annoying. Don't have a good lighting setup, I'm sorry. Kind of, you can kind of see it. But it's melted into the coil a little bit. It's kind of just resting on there. What you want to see is it just kind of melting in there and the coil kind of turning black. And that's really the way you do it. So what I like to do is after this, instead of using this mouthpiece, which I actually took the O-ring off. The O-ring that came on this was, like, I could literally use this without the O-ring. It's still pretty tight in there. But I don't like to use that mouthpiece. I really like the silicone one that they include. I mean, as you can see, it's kind of discolored from use. Kind of see the color difference from the top to the bottom. But I just think it's much easier. It's very comfortable. It doesn't get hot. It has a lot of pros. So I'm going to start off at 3.2. Really flavorful. 3.2 is kind of like it makes it kind of a lower temperature. It's really nice. I really don't like to go above 4.2. I find it kind of tastes burnt and plasticky and kind of gross. So I like to keep it between 3.2 and 4.2. It's only a 1 volt difference, but you'll really notice in the heat up time and in the density. So I'm actually going to crank it up right now to 3.6. It basically goes in 4 volt, 0.4 volt increments all the way up. So it's like 3.2, 3.6, 4 volts, 4.4. There's little tick marks in between for just like 0.1 volts up, and a thicker tick mark for like 0.2 volts up. So, I mean, you'll see it. You can't really see it on there because this camera is bullshit, but you can kind of see it. Another thing that's really interesting is this has like kind of like a gunmetal kind of like darker steel color and then like a polished steel color. So it kind of just, it makes for a cool contrast. You can't really tell on the camera in all honesty. Anyways, 3.6 volts. Flavor's still pretty good. Heats up a lot faster. It kind of burns the back of your throat a little bit more, which like everyone's like, oh, it shouldn't burn you, but it just kind of like you can feel it more in your throat than you can at like 3.2. So we're gonna bump it up to 4. You can see a lot more vapor coming off of it. Real flavorful. And I'll go up to like 4.2. I'm not going to show you the full range of this. If you like higher temp dabs, you can do that. But I like to stick it around 4.2 is about as high as I go. You saw how short that hit was too. Anyways, so I'm not going to show you the larger version. It performs exactly the same. The airflow I think is a little bit better on this larger version, but the chamber is just so large, it's hard to deal with sometimes. If you're somebody who's on the go a lot and you really want to have a large amount of concentrate at once, go with the Mega. Honestly, this kit is just great. So you can have this for like more, I mean, who's going to go through like 0.5 and not be able to reload it? But having the ability to load a gram is really great. And this is one of the most efficient and most flavorful dab pens that I've used. I would honestly say that it's pretty up there. It's up there. The Source Orb is a little bit better because of the options, but I think this is more efficient than the Source Orb. So you kind of got that duality. This can also, these both can hold a lot more than the Source Orb. This is the largest capacity of any dab pen I've seen, because you can fill this thing up and it'll still vaporize efficiently, which I think is really great. I've only loaded up to probably like point 0.3 or 4 in this fella, but it vaped all of it. And it was like a melted like puddle at the bottom. I was like, oh, this isn't going to vape at all. And it did a really good job. So, anyways, as always, links to our Facebook and Twitter in the description, as well as we're on Red and FC under the username Paint the Moon. This has been the Gentleman's Brand Ambassador Kit version 4. Great vape pen if you're looking for large capacity on the go. So, as always, thanks for stopping by.